I'm Seán Clancy, and I'm an Irish composer living in Dublin. The call for Culture Night in the CMC was to produce a piece that was going to engage with some sort of issue that composer felt was relevant. One of the issues that I'm pretty engaged with is the idea of homelessness, which led me to think about other things about why do people end up homeless and essentially other things that kind of surround that, like direct provision in this country and people coming from one country to another country to make a better life for themselves, and of course that has kind of more international kind of significance, just a general kind of idea, people trying to kind of escape from conflict or other kinds of persecution. Ultimately, what kind of underpins all this is that people just want to kind of have a kind of safe place to exist, where they might be able to sleep at night or cook a meal or all these kind of things that we kind of take for granted.
I'm Andy Ingamells, and I'm a composer-performer originally from England, but now I live in Cork. And so me and Seán have been working together for about half a year now. We made one large piece of work all about our own personal situations, about where we live and how we have to travel for work, and various kind of things about integrating and perhaps feeling like we don't belong in certain situations, and then feeling like we do belong in other situations. And so Seán thought it'd be ideal for us to then work together, kind of reprise this collaborative relationship for this new piece for Culture Night. And so Seán approached me with this big theme, really heavy theme about homelessness in Ireland, and it's hard to deal with such a theme visually, especially seeing as within my own work there's a lot of humour involved, and so obviously it's hard to find the humour or anything to laugh about in something of this nature. But then we came to visit the CMC, and it's this huge archive full of these big binders with the whole sort of modern history of Irish music around. When we started to just think of these simple connections there, creating a house, building something, it became quite obvious what we should do with it in order to make a visual spectacle, and that's to build something using these folders. And then we kind of got thinking more and more, and we introduced lots of different elements, how to sonify the building of something. And then the whole thing ends up coming back around. So humour comes back into it in some way, because we end up using concrete, not concrete, but like mortar to put these bricks together. Mortar's a bit like concrete, and it sort of then you start to play on this 20th century big modernist idea of music, concrete music, and lots of different sounds. The whole piece involves field recordings, music concrete, and it involves this visual pun of me playing around with this kind of concrete. So you get a bit of a sense of humour, but hopefully it doesn't detract from the weighty nature of the music itself.
In the last 3 or 4 years, things have kind of taken a bit more quasi-political direction. I try not to be prescriptive about what I do. I try to kind of make engaging with political situations or kind of social situations that are happening at the moment, and abstract them slightly, so it's not me going, you ought to do this or you ought to do that. I try to abstract it. My music and music that I'm involved with has to kind of do a little bit more than just be about sound. It tends to be about other things as well. But then finding ways to kind of engage with things through sound is one of the challenges. So trying to engage something that's not abstract with something that is abstract is often a challenge, and part of my kind of working process is figuring out how to kind of do that. The way I kind of look at it is that it's a kind of form of activism, using your art to, and this is not for everybody, of course it's totally fine just to write your piece that is a piece of music, and we listen to it and we engage with it on those kind of terms, but I kind of see it as a form of activism that, this piece today is going to be 45 minutes. I've got people's attention for 45 minutes, so why not use that 45 minutes to make people think about something? Hopefully by using art to bring these kind of issues into people's consciousness, it kind of makes them more memorable and more engaging.